Well, the final report is really a comprehensive look back at the whole full impact of the first 2 years of the pandemic. I think there are four main findings, really. The first is that impact fell most on students transferring into community colleges, not on upward transfers. Students transferring into community colleges, whether those are lateral transfers from one college to another or reverse transfers from a four-year down to a community college, those transfers just fell off a cliff that was equally as steep as it was for freshmen. And related to this was a much larger decline, as I said, in the upward transfer during the second pandemic year compared to the first. And that was because of the shrinking pipeline of community college students. The second finding was that even those who did transfer were less likely to stay enrolled just one semester later. And the student persistence rate after transferring declined across the board. That's a very early warning signal that students need more support, probably in both academic and non-academic areas. Third, I think, was the surprising fact that white, Black, and Native American transfer levels all fell more or less equally during the pandemic by about 16%, while Hispanic and Asian transfers were not far behind at about 12%. The same pattern holds in upward transfers, although the gaps are not quite as large. So we're not just seeing some kind of systemic racial inequities across the board. I think a big part of that is recognizing that community colleges really do serve all kinds of students. And so when those institutions suffer, you see that all around. But in terms of institutional categories that serve different student populations, we saw very different patterns. And for the first time, we were able to look at rural serving institutions, for example, and they lost a lot less ground among transfer students than non-RSIs did, while Hispanic serving institutions suffered far steeper transfer declines than HBCUs.